I'm here with Coach Holli, aka Coach Chelsea Holliday at Bluefield State. How are you doing today?
Let's get it. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Let's
We
go.
here. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's acting like a Monday right now. So,
Right. So before we get started today, I gotta do our meal of the day sponsorship, right? So
yes.
today you have your them good old curry chicken,
Come
some
on now,
rice,
Caribbean food.
peas, some cabbage. You get it from Judy's Island Grill
Okay.
in Glen Burnie. Shout out
Okay,
to Judy's
Judy.
Island Grill.
Yeah,
It's
Judy.
funny, I had that jerk chicken piece yesterday.
Yeah. Now you got the
But
curry chicken.
listen, yeah, let's go, Coach Holiday. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. I'm excited to be here. Got a little break. Softball season has officially ended. Wind down a little for the week, and now we back to the drawing board, trying to get it, trying to make it happen. So
So before we jump into it, I'm gonna go ahead and before we, how did you think Zadesha did?
that's my dog, Coach Z. Look, I love me some Coach Z. It's so crazy because Coach Z got me calling Lincoln Link Link now. So I just be like, come on, Link Link. But no, I thought she did really well. It's exciting to see her even talk about what she's doing and what all she's built at Lincoln, honestly, because she put the work in and the reward is actually showing. So it was exciting to
Absolutely.
see her even being on the platform because Coach Z, she'd be like, I ain't trying to talk, I ain't trying to say too much. But no, I love me some Coach Z. Love me some Link Link too. So
A little late link.
yes.
So listen, we're gonna kick you off with some icebreakers as well, right?
Okay.
And we'll start off. What is your favorite food?
Favorite food is lasagna, hands down. Well, lasagna and bacalao.
Who?
Bacalao is it's like a cod like salted fish, like a dish,
Okay.
a Hispanic dish, and then I love lasagna. Everybody knows I love Italian food, so if you can make some good like mean lasagna, I'm sold.
All right. So she loves lasagna. What is your
Yes.
favorite color?
Favorite color is definitely brown. It always has been brown, caramel brown to be specific. But I love
Okay.
all browns.
Okay. And last but not least, who is your favorite football team, and do you have a favorite football player?
Come on now, Pitch. You already know it's the Eagles. You already know it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't play.
I
It's
had
the
to ask the
Philadelphia
question.
Eagles. I know you
I,
ain't want to ask me though.
I didn't. I really didn't. I really had no desire in sharing your favorite team with the rest of the
Come on
world.
now.
I had none. You know, the little brothers of Pennsylvania.
Come on
That's what I
now.
look at them as.
Brotherly love, Philadelphia Eagles.
Who is Chelsea Holiday?
It's $1 million question. I've been known by so much. I feel like I can always tell when people know me in my walk of life by what they call me. I've been known as Chelsea. I've been going as Coach Holly. I've been Coach Holiday. But Chelsea Holiday is just, I'm loud, I'm rambunctious. I'm big on energy. I love being energetic. I really think that energy is really contagious. So I bring energy to any room that I step in.
Yeah,
I come from a large family. I have five brothers. I'm the only girl. And I'm just a girl from Jersey, honestly, just living the dream.
absolutely. And if you can walk us through because you yourself play softball at Shaw University, right?
Yes,
Take
proud
us through
alum.
those moments. You said proud alum.
I am a proud alum. I sure am.
Prior to attending Shaw,
Hmm.
um, as you heard with Coach Z and kind of my story as well, and why we kind of really incorporated Pits and Push Sports Talk Radio, focused on HBCUs, right? Prior
Yes.
to attending Shaw, how much did you know about HBCU universities and institutions?
I actually specifically, I really only knew about two. Lincoln University, Link again, shout out to Lincoln, and then also Howard University. Two of
Okay,
my brothers actually attended and both graduated from Lincoln. My oldest brother and then one of my younger brothers both graduated from there. And then my father is a Howard alum. He played basketball at Howard for 4 years. So
okay,
I knew about both. And then growing up, my dad, we kind of used to take the train into DC and we would always go to Howard's homecomings as a kid. But being from up north, I didn't know too much about, in a sense, the HBCU world, especially the HBCUs that are located, majority of them are down south.
Right.
But I did have a fairly good knowledge about just Lincoln University and then Howard University. And it really kind of just bestowed into me wanting to find my own HBCU for myself that I felt like fit me as well.
And so you landed at Shaw University.
Yes, I did.
Take us through that experience as a student
Um,
athlete.
my time at Shaw University honestly was really nurturing to say the least. Our head coach at the time, Kimberly Miller, somebody I really looked up to with my experience. It was just really nurturing. Shaw has a lot of rich tradition. It's the oldest HBCU and also the first HBCU founded in the South in 1865. Um, but just the smaller classroom size, from having the close relations to be able to go to my professors when needed help, and just finding a way to constantly get better, and just the family environment that Shaw provided me. I did not have the knowledge in a sense of what the South was like prior to going and attending Shaw University when I transferred into Shaw. So it was really nice to kind of just like going in a sense of lack of knowledge of what the HBCU world was and what the South was like, and really gaining a better understanding of what the South offered and the pros that came with living down South. It was a culture shock to me, especially
Yeah.
from being from Jersey, coming from a faster paced lifestyle to a slower lifestyle in a sense. But it was welcoming, it was nurturing, definitely groomed me into who I am. And shout out to Kimberly Miller because she's a big part of me, even coaching.
As a Shaw softball player, did you have goals or aspirations or dreams of wanting to be a head coach?
Absolutely. I've actually always wanted to be a head coach. I come from a really athletic family. My entire family played sports, even both my parents collegiately. And just seeing my father was actually always my coach until I had actually transferred into Shaw and then played under Kimberly Miller. So I always used to say, kind of just growing up, like, hey, I just want to coach collegiate softball when I get older. And it was something that I really pressed the button of just like, this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to achieve it. And no one's kind of going to just stand in my way. And actually, just watching Kimberly Miller, she was our assistant athletic director at the time, our associate AD, as well as our head softball coach, and seeing her being able to balance both things in which she loved and wanted to do and be successful at it, it really kind of just pushed the olive branch of me wanting to attain that eventually for myself. So, absolutely.
Did it matter where you landed as a head coach? Just wanted to be a head coach of softball?
Not necessarily. I don't like to limit myself just to a realm in a sense of just like the HBCU world or either the PWI world.
Yeah.
But I'm a big advocate for Black culture, even being a Black woman. So I didn't have a preference in a sense. I've always said, like in my coaching career, like eventually I do want to finish out my coaching career and retire from Shaw. But no, not necessarily a preference of a specific school that I would like to, in a sense, coach at.
Take us through your journey of where you started out, where you got the first opportunities to be a softball coach
Okay.
in general.
In general, okay. I actually, that goes back to just me being a student athlete when I was still in college. Just coaching Jersey Gyms was the name of the organization at the time. Based out of Jersey, it was an organization that I actually came through and played through as well. But just having the opportunity to go back and start coaching 10U teams and then eventually coaching our 18U team, I got my first opportunity being a head coach when I had just came back from playing softball overseas at St. Mary's. It was tough going from being a student athlete into a coaching role and that of a head coaching role too. I didn't
Mhm.
necessarily know the business side of the game. So it was a lot for me to basically really just kind of gain the experience and gain the knowledge of how to run a successful program and a sustainable program. It was the first program I've actually ever had to build. Um,
Mhm.
and St. Mary's just really grounded the roots in basically my coaching career of what it is today.
So when you say it was tough because from the business aspect of it.
It was just tough in a sense of I had just came back from playing overseas and I had made
Okay.
the decision that I no longer wanted to play softball. And then so my coach was just like, my coach at the time, Coach Ray Perkins, shout out to her. She just was like, Holliday, you got to coach softball. And I was just like, I don't know. And she was just like, you're great. You have leadership skills. People tend to follow you. You just do a great job. You're great at what you do and you're a people person. And she kind of put my name in a hat, and I was heading in one direction with athletic training at the time. And I got a call saying, hey, we want to bring you on as our head softball coach. And it really just opened the whole realm of doors for me. That has provided me with great experiences and great opportunities. The game has paid me back by far a whole lot more than what I've actually given it. So every coach's dream, of course.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This year was your first year at Bluefield State. You was at Minot last year as an
Yes.
assistant head coach. Talk
Yes.
about that transition from Minot to Bluefield.
A big difference, honestly. My time at Minot really honestly taught me a lot about myself as a coach. My experience at Minot really made me trust in my coaching abilities to thrive successfully while being uncomfortable in a sense.
Okay.
I worked under Bailey Gaspar. She's really amazing. Coach Gaspar. I worked under her the year I was at Minot, and just she brought a lot of great changes to the program that were implemented, and just having to basically experience different various cultural differences and backgrounds was just a little bit new in a sense for me. It wasn't new in a sense of something that was new that I wasn't accustomed to, but it was challenging in a sense of something that I had to adapt to and to still figure out a way on how to be successful in where I was at.
Take us through the moments when Bluefield State called or reached out to you.
Oh man. I gotta shout out my AD, Derek Price. He's really great. Let me just speak on Price, Coach CP,
Okay.
for a quick second. So my younger brother actually played basketball at Bluefield State. I
Okay.
graduated from Bluefield State too, so that was actually my connection with Bluefield State. And the position was open, and Price and I had a conversation, and he was just like, "Holliday, well, calling me Holliday, like Holliday, I need to get you here at Bluefield State." And he's honestly a big reason and a big part of why I chose Bluefield State. I had a couple opportunities on the line, and ultimately my AD. I'm big on you got to have supportive administration, and I think our administration at Bluefield State does a phenomenal job of just really bringing the culture back here at Bluefield State, and really
Yeah.
just being supportive of the coaches of just like where you want to lead your program, how you want to build your program, how can we help you sustain your program, and how
Yeah.
can we kind of elevate you within your own career. And that's what led me, honestly, to really choose Bluefield State. Other different opportunities that had came across the board for me. Just the support of my administration, and they've been supportive throughout the year, and they still are. So, and they've helped me grow within my own self as a coach. And they like to remind me, like, you're young, there's always room for growth. So, I mean, a great opportunity, and I couldn't pass up on it, especially with the call coming from Derek Price.
Were there any experiences when you talk about transitioning from Minot to Bluefield? Were there any experiences that you had at Minot or any of your other destinations as a coach that kind of helped shape the head coach that you're becoming to be?
Absolutely. I think I've been blessed and very fortunate enough to see softball on all scales of the game, from a Power Five at the Division I level to the Division I level at the HBCU realm, to really high caliber softball played within the NSIC, being at Minot, and seeing like collegiate softball played at Division II level on a high scale. And then from
Yeah.
just my own experience as a student athlete, and then also playing overseas as well, it's really shaped me to be able to recognize the game in itself and the knowledge that it has given me to grow along with the game and adapt with the basically the sport as if we know, with softball. So it's really given me knowledge on a higher scale to see programs ran differently under different leaderships and at high scales, and then also at the Division II levels. So it's really kind of helped me form into who I want to be as a head coach, how I really want to run my program, and how can I make my program sustainable while being successful.
When you talk about running your program, you've been, and this being your first year, of course,
Yeah,
you incorporate players that that you didn't recruit or whatnot,
inherited.
right?
Yeah.
So how do you go through a season? Because as a head coach, I'm sure your goal is
Mhm.
always to win, regardless of the
Yeah.
odds, right? But talk
Yeah.
about the difficulties when you come into a team that is already inherited, that's already established, and you are the new coach.
This is something I gotta brag on my kids about because it's really just West Side, Best Side. We're the only West Virginia team in our conference, and I really just gotta shout out my kids because they bought in immediately. When Coach Kell, I have a phenomenal assistant, Raquel Miller. She's great at what she does. She makes me better. She holds me accountable. Shout out to Coach Kell. But our players just bought in instantly. They knew what they were getting when I had came in for my interview. On our call, and I got to meet two of our kids before coming and taking a job at Bluefield. Shout out to Kennedy James, Bella Kaufman, all of our seniors, Calla Cooksey, Emma Crawford. Um, but they just bought into the changes that we brought to the program. They bought into the difficulty and the tasks that we set apart for them to achieve, the standards that we held them to. We hold
Yeah.
our kids accountable on and off the field, and actually definitely in the classroom too as well. So a lot of coaches, it's tough to inherit a team that you didn't recruit. But if you can inherit a team that buys into what you're doing and you're all on the same accord, I mean, honestly, the sky is really the limit and the possibilities are endless.
Your first taste of HBCU softball. Well, I don't know. Let me not say that because I'm not sure if you guys played a game before the HBCU softball challenge in
Hmm.
Spartanburg, South Carolina. Talk about that experience with that being your first, you know, HBCU just against the SEAC, the
Hmm.
CIAA, for you and your team. What was that experience like for you as a head coach and for your team?
As as a head coach, I guess in a sense it was something that I was accustomed or used to. In the HBCU world, softball is always played at a faster pace. You have kids who are really athletic, they're quick, and they don't stop running those bases just because you're still tracking down a ball, right? So a single can turn into a triple or in the park
Quickly.
really, really quick, really quick.
Yeah, it
But
can.
as a team, if I'm being honest, we were excited. We were really excited to we knew we weren't playing anyone within our own conference and it was a crossover tournament. But we were excited to be on the same playground as other teams from our conference and also the SIAC as well. To just really put our school back on the map and put our name out there. We did really well. Um, During the challenge show as well. I think we went 5-1 during the challenge show. It was a great opportunity for us. The energy was there. We had all of our Legos. My players do this. Maggie Mullen, one of our pitchers, she does this. Yes, when we get hits or win bases, and so it's contagious. I mean, the energy is contagious, and so we all go crazy and we all just yell "Slay!" So I mean, it was a great opportunity to kind of step back into the world of HBCU softball, of course. And then my players, they were ready. They were ready to kind of just get it all and put their hearts and get it all done out on the field. So it was a great opportunity. We were glad to be there.
Shout out to Bluefield State, Coach Kels, and all them players, man.
Yeah,
Um,
slay.
when when you talk, I can't say it like you, but I do the spirit
It's
fingers with
contagious.
you.
I'm telling you, you can't not do it when you see it.
When you talk about Coach Holly, what is your
Mhm.
coaching style?
Um, I would definitely say someone who holds her team to a high standard. Like I spoke of earlier, I definitely hold my kids accountable. That's on the field, off the field, in the classroom as well. I think something that really just defines me as a coach is the relationships that I have with my players and how I like to build that relationship on and off the field on a daily basis. Um, I think it matters when you have a great relationship with your kids want to play for you, right? Your kids show up and they give you the
Yeah,
100% that they have that day to give to you and give to their team. It's something that we've kind of gone by all year. Our hashtag has been we over me. And in a sense of what that really means is realistically, I can't give what I need for my team unless I take care of myself first. And so, I mean, just it's who I am as a coach. We put others first. We take care of ourselves individually to make sure we're in the best mindset when it comes to our mental health, physical aspect, the spiritual aspect. I'm
yeah.
huge. Anybody who knows me, I'm huge on relationships. So I think it starts with having a really great relationship with your team and just being able to recognize the individuals on your team and how you can push them and how you can challenge them, and that's something I definitely do with my team. I'm pretty tough, but I challenge them because I want to see them be better. I want to see them
Yeah.
really play in their prime and not wait till their senior year to be in their prime, but really just developing kids to come out better than what they came in as. I would say that is definitely my coaching style.
And we have a actually you have a comment on Instagram by
Uh-oh.
exo underscore thin slit.
Oh
And then she
gosh.
said that, and being a young coach, they respect you tremendously.
Yes, I would definitely agree with that. I'm not as young as I look. Everybody puts me in the 20s. I'm not old, but I'm halfway there.
This year, how many players is Bluefield State losing this year?
This year we lost our seniors. We had four amazing seniors who graduated, who are going on to bigger and better things in life and starting their careers. And one of our seniors, she actually has her fifth year that she'll be playing. So she'll be
Okay.
looking to attend FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson University in Jersey. Shout out to FDU with Bella Kaufman. But she'll be playing her last year and obtaining her master's in forensic science. And our other three seniors will be attending schools to look to gain their masters as well. And then we have one who's a teacher. So Miss Cooksey, Slay Miss Cooksey, she loves what she does and she's definitely going to be great at what she does. Yeah.
And shout out to Tia Bowden. Said we love you, Big Holly.
Coach Bowden, what's happening?
What are your thoughts and mindsets going into next year? How does that rebuild? Is it? I don't know if you call it a rebuild, but how does that that first year? Okay, we got it out the way. Now
Yeah.
we really put our boots to the ground and we really get to put our imprints. You and Coach Kels, y'all get to put your imprint on the
Yeah.
way that you want it to be from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Next year, honestly, is going to, I would say it's a new year. We're excited, of course, naturally. We're eager to kind of get started. We got a very young team coming and we got a large roster coming in the fall. To add additionally to add on to the seven that we've retained. But we got a lot of new kids coming in the fall, and we're excited to honestly see where we can go and basically how far we can get in conference. I think this season alone, we put ourselves on a map in a sense of really just you see teams they play us in the past and they've been a little bit more complacent
Hmm.
and they've been a little bit more relaxed from playing us.
Okay.
It's in a sense it's been a confidence booster, and this year I think we really went out to kind of just show that we're better than what was in the past, and we're here to make a statement, and we're here to do numbers. You had Paige Whittington. She batted halfway through the season. She was ranked fifth in the nation for Division II for her batting average, batting 510, and then she finished with a 495. So we're excited to build off of what we established this year and just honestly continue to be better as a program.
And shout out to Paige Whittington, giving her
Yes,
coach a shout out on
that's
YouTube.
love P Wit boy.
What is what is a successful season? Obviously, CIAA championship,
Mhm.
NCAA tournament, right?
Yes.
But in that position, do you give yourself grace? Um, it's not to say it's a slow walk, but just to say that like this year, it didn't turn out the way you wanted it statistically, but it still was a
Hmm.
good year,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Um, how are your thoughts looking at that towards next year?
Honestly, it's something that Coach Cal just really installs in all of our girls and just trusting the process, right? If it's meant for you, it's definitely meant for you. We put a lot of work in, and I think our girls with the programs are going into to do over the summer, they're going to continue to put that work in. And then just our new class coming in, just having the mindset of really coming in and being ready to compete. One thing we speak with our team all the time, and we have the conversation of just like, hey, when we're recruiting somebody who's better than you, right? We need somebody who's going to outbeat Paige in center field. Paige is a monster. You hit anything out there, she's going to track it down and she's going to get us to out. So our job as coaches is to recruit somebody who can come out and outplay Paige. That makes a competitive program and it keeps
Yeah.
you to have a sustainable program that's actually successful. So we're excited about next year. We're excited about the task that it has ahead of us to really kind of keep the momentum that we were able to gain this year and really take it forward into the years to come.
Going into next year, what is it when Bluefield State? This will be our last question. When
Okay.
Bluefield State takes the field next year, what
hmm
is it that you want teams to think or feel whenever they see Bluefield State?
Kind of just what I mentioned earlier, just the endless possibilities. In a sense, it's not a game you should no longer take lightly, right? It's not something you should necessarily feel, but definitely not something you should take lightly when playing us.
Yeah,
We're not gonna allow a team to walk on us or dominate us in a sense, but we're here to compete and we're here to put our school back on the map and give Bluefield State a name that's larger than what they've known it to be, but just make a statement within our conference and to continue to basically build and grow off of that.
and speaking of conference, and shout out to Taylor Fells. When you talk about conference, also right, last
Yeah.
year or this year was Bluefield State's first year back in the CIAA.
Yes. Yes.
So now they have something. You know, they don't have your formula, right? But
hmm
they know that you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, West Side, Best Side. Um, we're the only school from West Virginia in our conference. So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's really just,
yeah.
it's Bluefield State versus everybody. So,
And if
um,
you want, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm go. Because one thing people know, they know I can talk all day long. So you got to cut me off when it's time to cut me off. Otherwise, that
No, no,
sentence,
you're
it might
good.
turn into what Coach Kelby saying, an MLA format.
If give those young ladies who will be looking maybe not this year, juniors, give them why Bluefield State is for them.
Honestly, it's the place for you because it's your home away from home. One thing we offer is a balance but an amazing collegiate experience. I think sometimes as coaches, we forget that our student athletes come in and it's just like, yes, they were brought in to do a job. They were brought in to play softball. They were brought in to perform. But what are we doing our jobs as their coaches to just give them a balanced life collegiately? That's them mentally, like I said, spiritually, whatever their religious beliefs are, and then physically just performing on the field.
Yeah,
If you want a team that's big on energy, you want a team that's going to be competitive, you want a team that's going to, a staff that's going to develop you into a much better player and make you better than how you came in, then Bluefield State is definitely the home from you. And who doesn't like the views out here? We're in the middle of the mountains, and they're definitely breathtaking for sure. So if you're looking for your next home, definitely reach out because Bluefield State is that place.
if you want, can you give out your Instagram handle or for anyone who may want to contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's I gotta remember it. I think the O is a zero, but it's underscore Coach Holli H0LLI is my Instagram. It's the same on Twitter as well. And you could definitely reach me by email even as well. It's C Holliday with two L's, HOLLIDAY at bluefieldState.edu.
Coach Chelsea Holliday, Bluefield State University.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us
Yes.
today.
Thank you
Again,
for
I'm
having
your
me.
host, Pitch. Listen. After Coach Z, like after Coach Z, I said, okay, now
I'm
it's
already
time to
knowing.
really, yeah, yeah, already there. But I thank you for joining myself, Pitt Sports Zone, Pitts and Port Sports Talk Radio, Bowie TV, coming to you live. We thank you.
Thank you.
More content coming from HBCU softball coaches in the coming weeks. Stay tuned, stay ready, be there.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of
Yeah.
your evening.